welcome back to another video. I am rocking the Prelude today and the old school elevated T. I'm on my way up to David's right now. We are going to be installing the roof wrap on the Prelude, and I'm super excited because that's really, on the exterior, the really only big issue with the car. So I'm really stoked to get that done. I just stopped for a little bit of Starbucks action. Thank you. Some of the roads out here are just so buttery smooth. I don't know really what the difference is between like engineers who build roads in Massachusetts and engineers who build roads in New Hampshire, but we gotta start doing whatever New Hampshire's doing because it works. These roads are a lot nicer. It's so beautiful out here. Just like nice trees, nice skies, nice roads. Really digging it. So like I was saying before, the wrap is really intended to be something that's temporary. I'm not planning on using this as a permanent replacement. The whole car really needs a lot of body work, and this is just basically covering up the worst of it. Because this Prelude sat for so long down in Tennessee, just in the summer heat, it pretty much just ate away at the clear coat on the roof. And luckily it didn't spread to other parts of the car like the trunk and the hood. So right now my goal is just to make it look a little bit better for the time being until I can either afford to do a full respray or wrap it. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet. I think wrapping is far more likely, but we'll see. I must say, sometimes when I'm driving the Prelude, I really wish I had the F30 for times like this where it's just a nice straightaway and I can just rip through gears. But Prelude's cool too, minus my little check engine light friend there, always coming on because my speedometer sometimes doesn't work. It is right now. Not sure what the deal is with it. I'm just realizing now too, as I'm about 2 minutes away from David's, that I left the heat gun at home. So I hope he has one up there. I think his dad's done some vinyl wrapping and I think David's done some vinyl wrapping. So I'm sure there's a heat gun laying around. But if not, we're gonna be making a trip to Walmart or something. Damn. You know, there's like all these things that I have to kind of remember to bring: tools, equipment, materials, camera gear, batteries, all this stuff. So it can be overwhelming at times. Like, come on, look at this. Perfectly paved straightaway. I would easily be doing no more than 30 miles an hour in the F30, but it would be sick. What up, dude?
Get in there. Hey, what's up, dude?
What up, bro?
Hey.
What's going on? Two things I wanted to talk about. One, if you drive an older car like this, make sure that you don't just shut it off right when you get somewhere. You let it run, or let the fluids run through the car and the motor, so that way it cools down naturally and doesn't, you know, hurt the motor. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, part two of this, is I'm pretty sure with this car being naturally aspirated, so it's a non-turbo car, not supercharged. I don't know if supercharged falls into that NA, I don't know. Anyways, I like to leave the silencer in the exhaust because I feel like it creates just a little bit more back pressure, and I think it actually makes the car run a little bit faster. So just something I've kind of noticed. Here is a look at the roof before the wrap, and it doesn't look too great. A lot of peeling, a lot of clear coat failure going on.
Looks like poop.
It does in fact look like number 2. So
poop emoji right here.
I'm gonna hope that wrapping this is going to cover up a lot of it. I've done a little bit of buffing on this already, but I'm sure the wrap isn't going to cover it, meaning you'll still be able to see some of the little bumps and maybe even where the clear coat failed, especially up front here where the chips are a little bit deeper like this. I think it'll still show underneath the wrap, but either way, it's definitely going to make it look a lot better, especially with the rest of the paint being in really good shape. So first things first, what I'm going to do is clay bar the whole roof, and then I'm going to hit it with the buffer just to get as much of that maybe peeling clear coat off or whatever grime is sitting on the roof off, so that way, like I was saying before, it won't show as much through the wrap. It's been a long day, guys. I also forgot the clay bar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get all the grime and stuff off with a rag, and then I'm just gonna buff it, and that should take out at least 90% of it. And then Dave's got a nice little concoction that he cooked up with some rubbing alcohol and some secret stuff. I'm not gonna tell you guys, you gotta go over to his channel to figure it out, but we're gonna hit the roof with that, and then we're gonna lay the wrap down. Alright guys, so I just got the roof buffed and cleaned up as best as I can, and now we've got Dave's little mixture in this little bottle here. Dave, tell me about this little mixture you made.
So if you guys watched my most recent video, I have the 50-50 mix of the
you guys have some knifeless tape that you can use, it'll definitely make your life a hell of a lot easier. So what we plan to do is run knifeless tape from here, following this body line right there. And then I actually went ahead and just pulled some of this rubber out so we can run the vinyl underneath this edge. Spent some time cleaning there. The only hard part is going to be up here where this molding doesn't really want to move at all, and I don't really want to take it out just because I don't think I'll be able to get it back in. I'll probably end up breaking all the clips. So what our options are, and because there's literally no play in this to even try and get the vinyl underneath, I might even just run knifeless tape all the way across here, here, and then I think the back there's a little bit more room, not much, but may end up having to run knifeless tape there too, just to get it as clean as possible. But then the sunroof, I'm gonna do that just like I did the F30, basically cut out a part in the middle, make some stress relief cuts in the center, and then just work it down. Just laid down the first section of, bless you, just laid down the first section of knifeless tape, gave ourselves plenty of excess on both sides, and I basically just followed this body line right here and laid it down there, and Dave's about to lay down the other side and get us all situated.
Let's do it.
Knifeless tape is ran.
Let me turn this down real quick.
Nah, it's fine, it'll be quick. Before I get copyright strikes, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it one more time with alcohol, and then we're gonna start laying down the vinyl. So cue the time lapse. We glazed the back side of the roof, and everything past the sunroof is pretty much all done and up until this point. So I think what we're gonna do is probably pick up the front part, try and relieve some of these wrinkles, and then we'll just keep working our way towards the front of the car and hopefully get the rest of this glazed out pretty good. But you can definitely tell like all the imperfections underneath the paint still. Like, actually it looks pretty nice right now. There you go. Now you can see all of the imperfections from the clear coat that's basically run off. So they're not air bubbles, it's just basically layers of clear coat and paint that are deteriorating off the roof. But overall, I mean, it's definitely gonna make the car look a lot better.
I was gonna say, yeah, and once the sun hits it, it'll hopefully just work with the adhesive a little bit. And
yep. Takes a couple days for this to set, so out in the sun, like David was saying, it'll start to clear up some of these air bubbles and hug the roof a little bit better.
I was gonna say, if you look at mine.
Oh yeah, so we used actually the same vinyl, which is funny because if you guys have been watching my wrapping videos, I said I would never wrap with Vivid again, but here I am, wrapping with Vivid. But we used the same material for his banner, and we're actually gonna throw a banner on the Prelude too, but this is what it looks like after it's been baking in the sun. It's just glazed out really nicely, no air bubbles, so not expecting the same exact result on the roof, but it should look a hell of a lot better than it does now. Another update, we got the roof glazed out, the whole thing, and we were just talking if we want to cut the edges first or maybe do the cutout for the sunroof. I think we're going to do the sunroof first, and then that way all we have left to do afterwards is just make our cuts. We should be good. Was that like whacking a bug, or were you just like excited? Like,
no, that was a speeder, but yeah, I am excited.
Hella excited.
This is rather sucky on these front corners.
Yeah, this is the same thing on the F30. Maybe it's just my technique for wrapping roofs, but I always end up with a lot of tension right here and a lot of tension right here. Or not tension, I'm sorry, a lot of excess material. So I get a lot of big wrinkles there, and then same on the other side. But we worked them out slowly but surely. You can tell there's a really nice textured effect going on to this wrap from the stuff underneath, but again, it looks a lot better than it did. For the sunroof cutout, what you want to do is just basically make a couple relief cuts. You don't want to go too close to the edge, because as you start wrapping this over the edge here of the sunroof, you're going to quickly run out of material. So make it a very small incision, but just go kind of start from the middle, and you can work your way out this way and vice versa. And then maybe one
little plus sign action
right here in the middle, yeah. But again, I'm leaving myself lots of inches of space here on the side, so just work slowly. If you need to start cutting out more, you can. But basically what you want to do is just take the heat gun, or in our case the hair dryer, and go to town and really heat this up, so that way you can just with your finger mold it around this edge. And you want to go down maybe like quarter inch, not even, just to give yourself enough room for it to hold and stick onto.
Nice, dude.
Gnarly, dude.
Down to the old gaping hole. Hey, you gotta give it some more blast, dude.
More blast?
Yeah, more blast.
Oh, you're right, dude. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, the wrap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Totally. The wrap.
Yeah. You wanna know what I was just thinking, dude?
What?
This is like the elevated media triangle.
It is, right?
You could just like...
As you can tell, or maybe the camera won't pick that up, I'm just ever so slightly starting to get over this edge, and every time I push down on these corners, you can tell it just pulls right back up. So that's when it's okay to start making more relief cuts. You just want to make it, again, a very small cut, just enough to allow you to keep laying the vinyl, and it's just a process of making more relief cuts until you get it laid down. But let's say if I were to cut it all the way up to here, and as I started applying heat to this and wrapping it over, the cut would start to work its way up, and we wouldn't have enough material, or you would be able to see that, basically that cut as it made its way all the way up to the roof.
Thanks for being so educational, Connor.
Hey, anytime, man. Just trying to help out the homies.
Yeah, dude.
Another update. Got the sunroof cut out and all put together. Now what I think I'm going to do is run the knife along this back edge and get this cut. And just hope for the best. I mean, this vinyl, because of the clear coat underneath, isn't setting perfectly. But I'm just going to try and get it to set as best as possible, and then hopefully in the sun it'll kind of loosen up the adhesive and get it to stick properly. But every time I apply heat, it just creates a lot of air bubbles where the glue is not working. So kind of just is what it is, but I'm going to go ahead and try and get a nice clean cut along this back edge. So I just got the back side of the vinyl cut, and we actually were able to tuck it a little bit underneath this piece of trim. And Dave right now is trying to initiate the knifeless tape, see if we can get this to cut through.
I mean, I have it pulled here, but...
Yeah, then just hold the bottom, the green. Yup. I'm scared, man. It's alright. Don't be nervous. Alright, knifeless tape.
Knifeless tape.
Did in fact work.
With the...
Look at that. Not too bad. Yeah, well, no, that was already there. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just more clear coat. In the garage now with the sick bikes, but we just got the roof all situated and everything is done, wiped down. It came out really nice, actually. I think I'm a little worried about like highway wind starting to peel up the front of this, just because we couldn't tuck underneath this front trim. But I tried to get it as close to it as possible and make sure that it was stuck down. But I think, as you can tell, it looks so much better than the clear coat that was peeling off before. Like, now it just kind of exemplifies and makes this part stand out more. Overall, definitely a much better look for this car. And next, what we're gonna do is clean up the windshield and get the elevated media banner put on the front. But if you guys want, go check out David's channel, because he's putting out a video. I think by this time you're seeing this, it might already be live, but go ahead over to his channel. He cooked up a little homemade formula to clean glass to get it streak free. It's literally like the best stuff I've ever seen. So go head over to his channel, check it out. We're gonna get started on this banner and hopefully make it look super nice. Just use a little mix here. I'm not gonna give you the whole ingredients list, but I will say the Scotch Brite Pad or Scotch Pad or whatever it's called,
Mr. Clean Magic.
Mr. Clean Magic is definitely part of the process. So we're just trying to get this cleaned up as much as possible, so that way we don't have any little bumps or imperfections underneath the vinyl. Another way you can clean this is actually two ways. You could take a razor blade, and with some lubricant you can basically shave off any imperfections off the top of the glass. Just make sure you use it at a proper angle so that way you don't scratch it. The other way to do it is to actually get a clay bar, and you can clay bar your glass, and that goes for any glass on the car. It's a good way to pick up all the little microchips and rocks and stuff that are stuck in the glass itself. So it's coming out nice. I just marked on the sides, we're going to go down 7 inches from the bottom of the trim, and then in the middle we're going to go down 6 1/4 inches, just because this is about 5 1/4 or a little bit more than that. So it should give us a little bit of room up top and a little bit of room on the bottom. But I'm gonna help Dave by grabbing this and then pull it across. Got the knifeless tape put on, and I think it looks pretty good. I measured it in as many places as I could, just to compare the left side to the right side and make sure that the arc is the same. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it, and we've just got the extra vinyl from the roof wrap, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and glaze that out. And not looking for perfection here because of this trim, we're not gonna be able to pull it up. It's not gonna be tucked under, so unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to cut along this trim, both on the sides and on the top, and then obviously use the knifeless tape to make the bottom cut, but it should come out pretty good. It's a Prelude, it's 30 years old. It's all right if things don't work out perfectly. Alright guys, just got the vinyl on for the banner. That's how it came out. Used the knifeless tape to get the bottom edge done, and it actually looks really clean. I did actually mess up once on this entire job. We got the roof done almost flawlessly, 90% of the banner almost flawlessly, and you guys, it's right here. I'm showing it to you, but you can't even see it, so I guess that's good news. But yeah, right here, there's a big split in the vinyl, and I just laid it back down, so I'm sure in direct sunlight you'll be able to see it, but overall it's not bad. So next what we got to do is figure out how to center this perfectly in the middle, take the back paper off, stick it on down, and then this whole job is done, and the Prelude got a makeover. We've basically got the center sticker lined up, and we basically just made some hard corners so that way we know exactly where to set it once we peel the backing off. And I think what I'm going to do is just set you guys up on the old tripod and get a little time lapse of us finishing this job up. After a few hours, Prelude's makeover is finally good. Check out the banner with the roof wrap. Everything just looks a little bit more put together. And honestly, this makes me just want to wrap the whole car. Like, I'm contemplating just buying like a ton more black vinyl and just going to town. Overall, definitely makes the Lude look a little bit, like I said, more put together. It wasn't that it looked bad before, it's just that the clear coat peeling really took away from the rest of the car. So now we've got the black on there just to make a nice little temporary fix. I know I need to get my rear tint redone because it looks horrible, but overall, just really happy with the Lude and how it's coming out. David, thank you for the help, brother.
Dude, of course, bro.
Appreciate it. Yeah. If you guys want to pick up a banner, I do have these on the website, so you just gotta pick your own vinyl up, you know, make your own color, whatever you want to do. If you can do black, that's fine. If you want to match whatever your current wrap is, I think that looks dope too. But the Elevated Media stickers are on the website, www.elevatedmediamerch.com. If you guys want to support the channel, and to anyone who's already picked it up, thank you so much. Definitely means a lot to me. The Prelude is all done. I just put the light inside to get some pictures of the interior kind of all lit up. I think that looks pretty cool. It's actually just like a light bar sitting in there, but if you kind of come down and step back, you can't see the light bar and it just illuminates the whole interior, which looks pretty dope. So I am just speechless on how good this banner looks. I think we did a really good job centering it. I think everything else came out really good. The roof is definitely an upgrade on this, just to get rid of that clear coat failure, make the Prelude look a little bit more put together. So again, huge shout out to Dave for helping me out on this project. Go head over to his channel, check out his latest upload, and comment down below in his video, Elevated, so that way he knows you came from this channel. As always guys, thank you so much for rocking with me and enjoying my videos. So just thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep elevating, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.